Hello students, today in this video we are going to learn India and its neighboring countries, how India is extending its relationship with its neighboring countries. Before that we are going to learn about our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and what was his contribution to the country. India and its neighbors. We have to know about Jawaharlal Nehru. And we know Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister who ruled from 1947 up to 1964. And he was the only only PM in our India who ruled nearly 17 years, from 1947 up to 1964. During his period, we know Nehru greatly contributed number of important policies in our India, and we have to discuss all these contributions. The main contributions of Jawaharlal Nehru are: one is Panchsheel, which is a part of foreign policy. Number two is NAM policy, and third one Green Revolution, and fourth one 5-year plans. So these were the important contributions, 4 important contributions of Jawaharlal Nehru. Among these we are going to learn first about Panchsheel. Panchsheel, a 5 principles agreement was made between India and China on the issue of Tibet, is to be termed as Panchsheel. Actually, Panchsheel agreement was made between India and China on the issue of what I told you, Tibet. In the year of 1954, June 23rd, the two leaders signed on this agreement. Who were the two leaders? From India side, Jawaharlal Nehru, and from China side, Chow En-lai. Both the Prime Ministers of India and China, Jawaharlal Nehru and Chow En-lai respectively, the two leaders signed on this agreement, Panchsheel. So what are the important 5 principles and what was the agreement? Why the necessity of signing on the Panchsheel? Actually, Tibet is an area located between India and China. And in Tibet maximum Buddhist people are living, Buddhist monks are living. These Buddhist monks strongly following Buddhism. And there was a leader also, the Tibetan Buddhist leader Dalai Lama. And Dalai Lama was given asylum by our India, because Dalai Lama, who was a native of Tibet, he gave negative comments against China. And China angered on Dalai Lama and wanted to arrest him. Then Dalai Lama came to India, and our India received Dalai Lama because he is not a common man, he is a celebrity, and he was welcomed by India as a religious leader, Buddhist leader. And giving asylum means nothing but political protection. Giving asylum to Dalai Lama by our India was not in a position to digest by China. That's why China seriously expressed its objection against our India, and even the China warned our India to release Dalai Lama. So on the issue of Tibet, when the two countries came very close for war, that's why to stop this situation, to stop the tensions between the two countries on the issue of Tibet, the two leaders, Chow En-lai and Jawaharlal Nehru, signed on an agreement which we called as Panchsheel, because the agreement comprising 5 important principles. We have to say what are the 5 important principles. One is India and China both should protect their territorial integrity. India and China both should protect their territorial integrity. It means China and India both want to protect their own borders. And as a second one, no country is allowed to take aggression on any other country. It means either China is not allowed to take aggression on India, or India is not allowed to take aggression on China. And as the third principle, so no country should take aggression on others. And no country is allowed to involve in the personal issue of others. It means India should not involve in the personal issue of China, and China should not involve in the personal issue of India. As per this third principle, now I think you can understand. So in this third point, regarding the third point only, the issue came between India and China, because Tibet is an integral part of China. Of course, as the Chinese blame, what was the blame of China on India? And India gave asylum to Dalai Lama was a crime. That was the blame of China on our India. But India did not accept it, because we did not invite the Dalai Lama. Dalai Lama himself came to India. India is a home of all religions. It means it is following all type of religions, and all religion systems following persons are living in India from so many years onwards. So India is a home of all religions. That's why India never say no to Dalai Lama. That's why when Dalai Lama himself came to India, our India welcomed Dalai Lama. That's why the third agreement is what? No country should involve in the personal issue of other country. But as the blame of China on India, India actually did not involve in the issue of China. The Chinese, it means the Tibetan Buddhist leader Dalai Lama only, it means we did not invite him. He only came to India. He only visited to India. As a religious leader, when wanted to visit our India, India cannot say no. That's why he came. The commencement of Dalai Lama to India made China restless, because China previously announced to arrest Dalai Lama. So on this issue, two countries came very close to war, but by the Panchsheel the war was stopped. Of course, the peace was not live long, though the Panchsheel was made in 1954, and ultimately India and China war was inevitable in the year of 1962. It means India-China war was stopped by Jawaharlal Nehru temporarily for a period of 1954 up to 1962, 8 years. And the fourth agreement, both should give cooperation one to other in the field of education, in the field of economy, in the field of politics, in the field of science and technology, in the field of transportation, business and commerce, trade, exports and imports. And the fifth one, last, two countries should take chances for peaceful coexistence. It means peace should be given top priority by two countries, and it is not necessity to say particularly peace about India, because India has been following peace methods, because to follow the Gandhian principles and to follow the Buddhist principles, to follow the Ashoka's principles only, India's foreign policy based on these three issues. That's why we have not necessity to say separately India to follow peace. India, because India has been following peace only from so many decades onwards. So by these five principles, the two leaders had signed on the agreement. But the peace was not live long. Already told you the agreement was made in 1954, but the war was occurred in 1962, Indo-China War. India and China war was occurred in 1962. But actually, we know in this Indo-China war, India was defeated by China, because we strongly believe both countries signed on the agreement. That's why China also would not attack on India. But without any proper information, without giving time, Chinese suddenly announced war on India. But in that time, though India, like China, India also had a huge army, India also had a powerful weapons. But why India defeated by the hand of China, we can get a doubt here. The reason actually, India was not prepared for war. India was not prepared. So it was, we can say it was an unexpected war. That's why India tasted defeat in the Indo-China war. And this is about the neighbor relationship between India and China. And regarding China, we have to see after Panchsheel, the story was not ended. After Panchsheel, what happened? War occurred. After the end of the Indo-China war, India-China relationship was decreased. And afterwards, after the death of Mao Zedong, the Chinese leader, then India's and Chinese relationship is again rebuilt. We know Mao Zedong ruled from 1949 up to 1976. After the death of Mao Zedong, again the two countries' relationship is restarted in a positive manner. Still also we can say strongly, India only giving every year maximum amount to China, and India is the largest buyer of Chinese products. It means Chinese economy is becoming very strong behind the behind making India's economy behind making the Chinese economy as a strong one. Definitely there is India's hand. It means though we are helping to China, and we have been observing in the last 2 to 3 decades onwards, China is expressing its antipathy towards our India. That is why the only way to make the China as a weak country is what? Stop the purchasing of Chinese articles. It is only in the hand of Indian people. That's why by not using the Chinese apps, recently we observed even our Indian government also banned some apps which are prepared by China, like TikTok or any others. It means all these things are explaining what for us India-China relationship is not in a positive way. And in the Arunachal Pradesh and in the Aksai Chin regions, China wanted to occupy. When India did not accept, China announced war in 1962. So these are the relationship between India and China. And then we have to see the relationship of India and other neighboring countries. We have to see India and Pakistan relationship. We know Along with India, Pakistan also got freedom from Britishers. Of course, 1947 August 15th for India, August 14th for Pakistan. And though two countries got freedom from British, from the beginning onwards, Pakistan has been expressing its antipathy towards our India. And we know recently maximum Kashmiri Pandits were brutally killed by Pakistanis. And we know the second thing, Pakistan has been encouraging terrorism. And we know Pakistan is not a complete concept on peace. That's why the same issues expressed by India in every international meetings conducted by UNO. And India is demanding Kashmir is an integral part of India. And Pakistan has been trying to occupy Kashmir illegally. On this Kashmir issue, Pakistan and India waged 3 times war. If we see 1947-48 one time and 1965 second time, 1971 third time. It means 3 times India waged war against Pakistan. Of course, in these 3 times India won in the war. Of course, these 3 are only important wars. Unofficially, and a number of unimportant wars also occurred between these two countries. And when the two countries are creating tensions for the common people in these subcontinent India, in order to provide peace, number of times our Indian leaders they negotiated with Pakistan. Example, the Lal Bahadur Shastri and Pakistan side Ayub Khan and Indira Gandhi and Ayub Khan, Indira Gandhi and Benazir Bhutto, Rajiv Gandhi, Benazir Bhutto. In this way, from Lal Bahadur Shastri onwards, afterwards Indira Gandhi, afterwards Rajiv Gandhi, many times there were number of peace agreements were signed between India and Pakistan. But India stick on the principles what it could give promise to the Pakistan. But Pakistan never stand on the principles. Every time it wanted to occupy Kashmir illegally. And though there was an agreement, a standing agreement between India and Pakistan on the issue of Kashmir. But every time Pakistan has been trying to occupy and encouraging the Pakistani terrorist activities and influencing our Indian, some of the Muslim people towards Pakistan terrorism and make them as a part of terrorism. In this way, a commitment for number of negative illegal activities like bomb blasts and kidnapping the famous persons and attacking on Parliament, attacking on Lumbini Park, Taj Hotel in Mumbai. And we saw the previous stories which created a great wound to our India. Of course, India has been facing all these problems from Pakistan. And but India is not deviate from its path of non-violence. And behaving towards non-violence policy is only the chance given to Pakistan. It means Pakistan is underestimating when as long as India is talking always about non-violence, the non-violence method of India is being neglected by Pakistan and underestimating our India's strength. Of course, whenever Pakistan underestimated India's strength, in all those times, India gave 2 blows to our neighboring enemy country, Pakistan. But Pakistan's attitude is still not changed. And when 1971 we have to see, 1947 after independence, A large number of Indian people who were living in the present Pakistan area were brutally killed by Pakistani people. And the Pakistani terrorist people, it means Rajaks, did not allow our Indian Hindus especially to live in the Pakistan. So many thousands of people were killed by Pakistanis, and somebody came back to India. And India, which was a newly independent country, had faced a great challenge, showing a job, providing shelter, providing food for all the people who came from the present Pakistan area to the present India. And in the time of 1965, why second time India waged war against Pakistan, we are going to learn. Pakistan wanted to occupy Jammu and Kashmir illegally, and in order to get the sympathy from Indian Muslims, Pakistan gave a comment also. It was a war between not India and Pakistan, it was a war between a Hindu country India and Islamic country Pakistan. When Pakistan gave in this way negative comments on our India, India never accepted this, because India is not a religious country like Pakistan. India is a secular country. It is giving respect to all religions equally. That's why Lal Bahadur Shastri gave a counter to Pakistan. No, it is not a war between a Hindu country India and a religious country Pakistan, Islamic country Pakistan. It is not a war between two religious countries. It is a war between a religious country Pakistan, which is following only Islam religion, and a secular country India, which is respecting all religions. Lal Bahadur Shastri asked indirectly Pakistan, sir, there are number of temples in India for Hindus, churches in India for Christians, mosques, masjids for Muslims in India, and there are gurudwaras for Sikh. So, number of different religion people who are living in India are living happily with a complete 100% freedom. And Shastri asked, can you show in Pakistan same type of temples for Hindus? Really like India, your Pakistan is also following real democracy. Really like India, Pakistan is also following a secular system. Can you show at least one temple for Hindus in Pakistan? Can you show at least one church in Pakistan? Can you give guarantee for the non-Muslims who are living in Pakistan? Still also, it is strongly believing that there is no security for Hindus and non-Muslims in Pakistan. So in this way, decades onwards, we have been observing an intimacy is going on between Pakistan and India. And in order to face India, Pakistan spent a lot of money every year from its GDP, from its gross domestic product, only for preparation of war weapons, purchasing of war weapons. And it is trying to create terrorism in our India, trying to encourage terrorism in our India, and trying to destabilize our democratic principles in our India. And Gokul Chat attacking, and Godhra railway incident, Godhra fire accident in train, and Lumbini Park, Gokul Chat, Taj Hotel in Mumbai, all these attacking of parliament, all these are best examples to express about the cruelty nature of Pakistan. That's why still India has been following its friendly nature with Pakistan. About India and Pakistan relationship. And in the next video, we are going to learn about one more neighboring country, with our India, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. Thank you.